Okay. Hey, James.
Hello.
All right, so James cannot make it to our intern send-off cookout event because he's going to college the next day. That's exciting. We all wish we were ready to go to our freshman year of college. Where are you going to school?
The University of Virginia.
Are you excited?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know what you're going to major in?
I'm going to major in mechanical engineering and economics.
Cool. Do you feel like this summer has been at all helpful in that area?
I believe it has. I've learned a lot of different things, whether it's regardless to electronics or coding. It's really broadened my aspects of the things that I've learned, because for what I do have to learn, I have to take courses in various things anyway. Mm-hmm. And so it's not going to be mainly focused on one thing, but instead it's going to have a little bit more broad aspect and variety to it, to where I can incorporate that in my daily life later on for whatever career I decide to pursue.
Cool. What's your favorite project you've done here this summer?
This right here is probably my favorite project. And what this is as you see, it's a breadboard and a Raspberry Pi, and there's this PIF attached. And pretty much what I did was, it was a project that Adam got me to work on, and it was for the monitor in the lounge. And what it does is that the PIF right here detects, it detects infrared signature, and what it does is when it detects a signature, is that it sends a signal to the Raspberry Pi, and I've got it set up to where it'll wake the monitor. And by the way it does that is when the code is running on the Raspberry Pi, which means it actually has to be on the whole time, it'll cause the mouse to move to the center of the screen, and then it will stop the program for 6 minutes or whatever. And so the screen, if it sees no signature, then it'll disappear after a few minutes. But if it still senses that signature, then it cuts the code, so that way your mouse doesn't stay locked in that center position, and that way you can use your computer. And it does that for about 7 minutes, and then it'll move it back to the center if it continues to detect that signature.
And what was the practical application of this for this in this case?
The practical application was so that when you walked into the lounge, you could see the TV screen pop up, and if Slack or anything else was up on there, you can see any of the latest news feeds, see what people's been posting, and any sort of different thing like that.
Awesome. It's a good space improvement project. What else did you work on this summer?
I also worked on a few different things. One of the most recent things I worked on was for all the screw bits for the drills and all of that. I made a holder for that, and so we used leftover pegboard that we had, and using that pegboard we went ahead and expanded the size, and I went ahead and took the pegboard and I screwed it down onto this area right here on this piece of plywood, and that way have a bottom base. And if some of the bits need to be a little bigger, we did have it to where you could drill down into the plyboard and make it a little bit longer, especially for longer bits such as these right here. In addition to that, I also worked on a thing that held hammers on the tool wall, and I also made a few mounts for the tool wall over there too, to hold the heat guns and a few other things. In addition to that, I touched up the paint on there because it was very wood colored before, and now it's white. And I also helped finish up painting the sign in the back over there.
Cool. We appreciate all your help in the space this summer. What was your favorite tool that you learned to use this summer?
I think my favorite tool that I learned to use wasn't necessarily a tool, but it kind of is a tool, and it's probably using the computer in different applications than what I'm used to.
Cool.
Especially using Python when I work on the PIF project right here, because I had zero prior experience, and now I've got a little touch basis on how it works and what a few of the little things mean, and how to basically wire up using the breadboard and all of that. Because before this internship, I honestly had no clue how to use any of those things.
That's good. So you've had a couple internships over your high school career. What makes this internship different than some of the other ones you've had, or the same?
Compared to my last internship that I worked at last summer, it was with a local electrical engineering firm. For that one, what I did was it was somewhat hands-on, but for the most part, it wasn't, and I was doing other odd jobs that they had me assigned to do, but I did get to learn a few things there. But over here, I get to learn more of the little bit of detailed aspects that I never got to learn over there, such as, even though it was an electrical engineering firm, I never learned how to use a breadboard or anything, because the most I ever did is that they showed me how to take something off the board of a radio transmitter and solder something to it, and they said just take this part, solder it to this part, and just do it for these next 15 or 20 or refix these battery chargers for radios, And over here, though, however, I learned a little bit more of the details to how some of these things work, and I think that's a very important aspect of trying to understand electronics and trying to understand just mechanical tools and understand the details of how they work. Because if you don't know how they work, you really can't use them as effectively as you could.
Cool. Is there anything that you wanted to do this summer that you didn't get to?
I wanted to. I had a project plan to make like an LED light box kind of thing, something kind of neat. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get to that, but I found it totally okay though. And I did learn for part of the stuff I did, since I didn't get to completely finish it. I did learn somewhat how the wiring worked and how some of the code worked, and pretty much what I have to do now is just touch up on that, and I can probably just try it on my own and see how it works, and hopefully I don't burn any lights out or do anything crazy like that. But I think I feel pretty confident now with the skills that I've learned here that I can maybe do something like that on my own. Maybe use a little bit of help from the internet too, but that's how I feel about that now.
Yeah, that's helpful. You'll have to come back over Christmas break and show us the light that you made.
Definitely.
Awesome. Do you have anything else you want to say about your internship?
That's about it. I really enjoyed my time here, and it was really great, and it was a whole lot of fun.
Good. We're glad you like fun and learning. Well, good luck at UVA.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, James.